Can't sleep, clowns will eat me. Can't sleep, clowns will eat me. And CC says, translate, clowns leave me. Good job. Good job, CC. Oh yeah, they want to scan me. Oh yeah, they want to scan me. Really boop. Thank you. Still playing on very easy. I am good. Do they give you any money when you loot? You don't. You'd think I would have checked that by now. Oh, I've done a bad. 1 second. 1 second. I haven't broken the habit of launching from Steam. I keep launching from Steam. When I'm meant to be launching from the Starfield script extender. Subtitles like to say the Starfield script extender. Yes, I wanted to look at. Piloting, you require how many more ships? 7. 7 more ships. Apparently, there's something I've never done. I'm going to try it now and today. We go to the UC Academy, which I've never entered. There's a flight test thing, and you can get all the kills and stuff here to level up that skill. Piloting skills. So we're going to try it out. It's restricted. Got it. Understood. 3-star embassy. Doesn't work. Hello, Mr. Man. Embassy. Security. Well, it's going to be a universe that we don't commit to, so why don't we just go and sign up to the the UC. Hello, I'm a strange alien in a weird suit and cloak. I'd like to join the UC. Sounds interesting, tell me more. Okay, I'm game. Christopher the Vanguard. Only doing this because I want to use your flight machine. Whee! Whee! I've never been here. I haven't explored this dang city enough, apparently. I agree. God damn, I was hoping the thingy was there. Press the button. Press the button. Press the button. Press the button. There's going to be an exam at the end of this, and I'm just going to have to muddle through. Because I've turned off subtitles and speech. It's like in the year 2000 and... Was it A, 2201, B, 2205, or C, 2035? I'm gonna be screwed. Screw Ed. Here we go, here's the simulator. This is the puppy we're after. Let me in. Immediately get the hell up. Yes. Yes. And I'm playing on very easy. I probably don't even need that, but you know. Why not? Sorry, I hope they didn't make anyone motion sick. Try aiming. Try aiming, they said. Sometimes I feel like lasers auto-target, and then other times I feel like they don't at all. we're done. Alright. Oh no, prepare. Prepare. I do want to prepare. I want to be in here for as long as it takes. Really want piloting 3 and 4. And 12. Oh yeah, it's totally working. Taking damage. I did have a good lock on you, and then now I do not have a good lock on you. Whee! Oh, my missiles are broken. Cut that out, sir. Any ship parts? Pretty good. Ship parts for okay. Do one of these. Hey, Class B. How many do I have to kill for Class 4? 30. Woof. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah. Blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah. Blah blah blah. Oh, thank you. I'm gonna come back here, apparently. Well, I can tell. One day we will know what he actually says there. One day. He's still going. He is still going. Yep. Okay. Uh-huh. Need a little time. Thanks, man. Wait, did that just... Oh, I need to do the oath. Well, no, I don't need to do that. Well, maybe I do to keep using the simulator. Really? On the off chance I'm gonna need to repeat what he says. Right, there are no subtitles. You're killing me, Smalls. I do? Let's do this. Wow, you gave me a bunch of money. Easy peasy. Must be based on level with the amount it was. Pilot simulator. Awesome. Let's go blow up 30 things. Out of my way, sir. So I need to turn those back off. Oh, I see. I turned on the wrong one. Yeah. Get up again. I get up again. Ain't nobody gonna knock me down. This one. And that one. And this one. Wow, you blew up my ally already? Out of the way, Rock. Ooh. P's and Q's mixed up. Oh, everything is busted. Next. 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 They give me my shields back, but they don't. Yeah, alright. Ooh, reset. How many was that? Ooh. That was 14. Nice. Mind if I do? That should be long enough to allow the computer to fire up, right? Yep. boost. Nah, because I only have to kill one more ship. One more. Or am I actually not gonna... You're not gonna let me go any further? Fine. Fine, I won't. Not even bother with the computer this time. Hey. I am the best pilot. Mostly did that so now I can steal any ship that my heart desires. Being where the Guardian is, it might be better to steal a ship if you get the opportunity.
Excuse me. Wait. Vasco.
Scanning. This appears to be...
I see. You're
You're taking... Why don't we hear her out?
all right. So, that's what we're looking for. The pieces to an armillary. A path to the center of a multiverse.
This is... I think we're past the point.
In any event, and if what you've told us about the Starborn is to be, I want you to check. You track down.
While it is customary to say, "Welcome home," that is...
Right. What magazine do you have for us this time, Vladimir? Probably one I already have. Hey, Kay, how you doing? Welcome, K and K Raiders. You got done playing your Starfield? Kay, you may not want to watch. This is spoilers. We're looping. We are looping.
If it isn't the woman I'm supposed...
But I am avoiding dialogue, so you won't actually hear
Anyone who doesn't...
much.
Tried crossing.
You just
Good
might
news
see
is-
some stuff that you're not used to.
Here's the data. Can probably...
But welcome everyone. Hope you're doing good. Hope you enjoyed Kay's stream. Welcome to mine. We're doing loops. Because my aim is to get to loop plus 10. And that's where I'm going to chill. Because from what I've heard, loop plus 10 is where the last bit of story happens. And that's where I'm going to do the main quest properly. Hey, Maggie. Oh, and just so y'all know, while I was doing loops on hard, I respect my time, so we're doing them on very easy. So if everything disintegrates in mere moments, that's why. What was that? Who that? Do not appreciate that, sir. Thank you for your stuff. So what you're going to see on this stream is basically Starfield boiled down to its most mechanical. Money, combat, primary loot.
What?
Because the way that loots work is there's no point in putting loots work is there's no point in putting any effort into any of the extra stuff like outposts or starships, because they all get taken from you at the end of a loop. Just pure disrespect. Just pure disrespect. Being a loop goblin, I absolutely would call this being a loop goblin. It's treating this game with the utmost disrespect. Absolutely a loop goblin. I love that. In fact, next time I stream, I'm gonna make the title Loop Goblin, and then the number of the loop. Now, depending on whether Starfield's feeling generous or not, I can just do that. Get straight to the next one.
Down to Lopez. You any-less vessels. Worse.
I'm glad someone notices my stutters. I don't actually have a stutter issue, I have a short circuit in my brain, and occasionally I will fail a word. Hey Levney, do you know the name of the last quest you were doing?
This place ain't for the likes of you.
The likes of you neither. Oh, get on, sir.
Can't hear anything.
Give me your stuff.
Easy, Mark.
Oh yeah, I think everyone stutters now and then, but I certainly short circuit. It's a feature, not a bug. Get floated, jerk. Alright, while they're burning, where's the other one?
You're nothing.
Oh, you're upstairs. Okay. Are you? Who else was shooting at me? Oh, there you are. Hello. Nice to meet you. Meds or anything? Meds?
Looking for you.
Got better things to do than look for me? That's cool. Probably coming out this door, so... I may look for you! Yep.
This is gonna...
Thank you. For contributing to the loot fund. Very helpful. So you do a minimum of looting. You take guns and ammo. Did get the ammo. And meds. And drugs. And you sell all of them so you can buy more meds. You learn all the positions of people. Where's this dude? I say I learn all the positions, but then lose track of one of them at least.
Take that, you mutt!
No, he didn't. Thank you. Thank you. I'm a very polite murderer. I always say thank you for the loot. You finish back to Vectera and the empty nest. No more available. Talk to everyone at the lodge. You should have a third quest available. It'll have the Constellation symbol. This one. And it's not empty nest. It's not back to Vectera. It's talk to Vlad at the Eye. You should have been given 3 quests at the same time. Which was 1 to get Barrett back. Which is back to Vectera. 1 to help Samco, which is empty nest. And 1 to talk to Vlad. Exactly. Thank you for cooperating in your demise. Beautifully said. Main mission, I have a total of 4 back to Vectera, empty nest, old neighborhood, and 1 small step. That's it. Huh. Then no, I'm not sure how to help you, because you should definitely have been given 3 quests at the same time, which are the 3 that I mentioned, and one of them should have been to go to the Eye and talk to Vladimir. Because all 3 of those need to be completed to move along the main quest. And if you weren't given a quest to talk to Vladimir at the Eye, then I'm not sure what to say. Bug? What happens if you go to the Eye manually and talk to Vladimir? That could be... Tried that. You can only hail the station, nothing happens. And even if you get near, you can't dock. Wow. That is broken as hell. I'm so sorry to hear that. I've never heard of anything quite so broken. But it is a Bethesda game. So I don't want to say shit happens, but I feel bad for you, because at that point, I'm out of ideas. You're 200 hours in! Oh my god. Okay. Maybe that has something to do with it? Like you've... Not that your 200 hours specifically has something to do with it. More that you might have done something in that 200 hours which messed with quest stages. I don't know. I mean, the one thing I know that I would do if this was Fallout 4, and it does have the same command interface, I just don't know about whether everything is listed out there on the internet yet, is to find the form ID of the quest for the Eye, where you talk to Vladimir, and complete it using a command line. That's how we'd solve it back in the old country. If you're not opposed to modding, and I've done this specifically so that I can mod in a way I feel is not cheating and still have achievements, is I have Star UI for the better inventory, and then I have the mod which re-enables achievements. But if you're on console, maybe that's not available yet. Star UI says it doesn't disable achievements. It absolutely does. That's why I ended up installing the achievement re-enabler. Or it might be random. Some people it might be disabled for, some people it might not. But I definitely had my save tagged as modded after I installed Star UI. And then ever since then, achievements weren't working. Do I get minerals from mining people? I wish. Oh yeah, no, I get like Malstromium and Heart-Plusium and Krakenium. You know, all the best minerals.
Lock and load.
Anyway, I never ended up saying why I'm playing on very easy. I'm playing on very easy because I'm looping 10 times and I respect my time. When we get back to plus 10, I will be going back to very hard, but until then, we are on very easy to make loops as quick as possible. Did that guy just crab walk? He certainly did. Wouldn't you crab walk if you were surprised that badly? The amount of weird poses I've pulled when I've been surprised. Let me fast travel from here. Am I actually overweight? I am. Yeah. I'd have normally gone back to Atlantis by now. To do some sales and stuff. Hi everyone. Remind me. Bye. Whoop. 250. Oop. 250. Just use that. Now it says 2. Right. Anyway, Levny, yeah, if you're still there, I'd get the achievement re-enabler and then mess with commands and get yourself past that quest. You're not missing anything, by the way. It really is just an introduction to Vladimir. You get more out of Vladimir from future interactions. But if it means getting your main quest back on, and you'll also have loops in the future to do as well, where you'll get to have that conversation with them. You want to? Yeah, that's fair. I'm doing it in completely the opposite way. I'm gonna save everything for my final loop, which will be plus 10. From what everyone is saying, because plus 10 is where the final big bit of looping story happens. Apparently. Not that anyone has played much further than that, but... Banded Cryolab, my favorite. Most of these loops is doing the temples. I mean, you don't have to do the temples, but it's mostly doing the temples. I think what I would tell anybody playing this game for the first time at this point is play until you unlock dragons. Play the main quest until you unlock dragons, and then do whatever the hell you want. And the irony of me saying that is, doing the quest immediately after you talk to Vlad and get Barrett back and all that is the quest that does that. Search the heretic. I am the heretic. Hello. Hello, the heretic has arrived. Please give me your Nova Blast disruptors. They're worth a lot. Thank you. What's the magazine today, Chief? Front issue 7. Nice. Do you know how Skyrim, you know, eventually existed, and the main advice was, well, you want to play until you unlock dragon attacks? The dragon attacks of this game is the space magic. And you unlock it really early in the main quest, so. Bye. Thank you. Never mind. How's it going? Food out there. Reposition. Don't reposition, only die. Please and thank you. Eddie? Eddie. Last effect. Yep. Last effect. Woo! Last artifact in 1 hour? That's pretty good, especially since we messed around with the flight simulator. Oh, I like this planet. Eridani. Eridani 3. We do like an abandoned mine. Ooh, it's Varun again. My left. Oh. Oh, I need to get in cover. Oh, I need to get in cover. That's not good cover. Anytime now. Anytime now. We are off. Why is the EM damage taking so long to wear off? Hey Samuel, how you doing? Please? EM damage stuck? Well, to be fair, it's not my normal stream time, and I am just looping, so you won't be missing much. Yeah, what is wrong with the EM damage? Can I, like, force it somehow? I don't know. What the hell? Excuse me, Starfield. Um. Well, the internet's not being helpful. My only thinking is I can get it to maybe figure itself out if I go somewhere protected, where suit degradation repairs itself anyway. Yeah. Weird. That was super strange. Well, here I go killing again. Oh, good. It's in the stream title 4.
We mustn't allow the heretic to escape. Shrouding it in escape. No!
You will suffer.
Yeah, we're making good progress. I mean, I am doing an unplanned extra loop tonight, but
Run from me, will you?
madam, I'm gonna need you to come out here. So I suppose I can go in there. Either or.
The great darkness delivers. Oh.
Thank you. Oh yeah. Let me in. Stop blasting me, dude.
Speaking back up! Ah! What's that? Hayden! Prepare for judgment!
I'm not the body I wanted. usually one dude in here, but yeah, it's what I thought. You sneaky sneakers in.
Release up and grow.
I knew it. Alright, this room might be a bit spicy. It usually has a really high level of elite in it. Woo! Toxic.
Yes! Suppress the heretic!
Level 20. Where's your big friend? There he is. There he is.
I'm hit. Ah!
Doesn't have the nastiest weapon this time, which is nice. Roast. Did one of them drop a mag storm? Mag share. Damn it! Gosh darn it! Dag nabbit! Ooh! Oh! You disrupt me, I'll disrupt you! Get disrupted into the old afterlife. What's our free heavy weapon today? Our free heavy weapon is a bridger. Can't say no to a bridger. Never sell any gosh darn ammo for the bridger, but I'll take it. For that reason. Ooh. Oh, hiding behind the minecart, are we? Eddie? Eddie. And Benji. Right. Let's do the money loop. Now we have all this loot.
Unidentified ship. We're going to attempt to scan you for contraband. Please comply. Pretty please.
Pretty please.
You're cleared to land.
Dude's chasing a heat leech.
Leeches on the hull, multiple leeches in the grav drive.
Suppose that would
That one. That one. We have less than the available money. That one. That one.
in the brownouts. That is a So what's this going to run?
If there are no other surprises, mid 5 figures.
5 figures? 5?
Miner's pretty
Sorry. What's your name?
How's it going? Can I help? Yo, hey, I'm Manaki.
Hey, Manaki.
Cool.
We've never met before. Alright, Samuel, have a good one. You're point 50. You happen to have 40s? You don't. They never do. Never do.
Come back anytime.
6 Crimson Fleet vessels were boarded.
Oh, I swear the next gobshite. Well, that's a relief. Sorry. I know it's my job to... I'm Dr. Flynn. Sure.
Those? Those? Give me those.
Take care.
The community center on P1 is a good place to connect with others.
Hello.
Hello!
I've got But that's because I...
See what you got in
Take a
stock.
look.
I will buy all of your point 50. Do you have... You do not. Okay. That's fine. We'll manage. Do you have 40s? No one ever has 40s. It's the worst. I don't know where you meant to get Bridger ammo. Just don't. Oh, where I got half this stuff.
Be safe out there.
On to New Atlantis. Wait, what? Oh, because I'm trying to sell 9 of them.
So, this ship of yours doesn't take.
Hope you're finding everything you need. Hi there! Thanks for stopping in. I can take care of... Oh, please.
Give me your drugs. No emergency kits? Alright. Bye. You have .50. Nice.
Thanks for shopping at Jemison Mercantile.
My dude, please have a mag store.
All this. You ask me? The real New Atlantic. Take your time.
Mag stone. Oh. Truly the rudest.
Watch your back out there.
Tell you what, though.
I got contacts all over. Take your time.
Okay, .50.
Hey, take it easy.
Hey, take it easy. I'm a fool.
Happy to make a deal. Absolutely.
Sure.
You need something else? I'll be here.
Take it easy.
A ship like yours has scary written all over it.
Welcome to the tree. If, however, then I'm afraid. So, then my disclaimer doesn't. Please, be my guest.
No. You have 40? No. No one ever has 40. Never, ever, ever.
If you need anything else, you know where to find us.
I've got limited resources. We're no reliant.
We're no reliant medical. Speaking of reliant medical.
tank's broken.
No, I'm not feeling that bad.
Hell? Oh.
There are a few injuries that can't be welcome to.
Well, you've certainly.
There are differences between loops. Hey, dudes are sitting.
May you remain in good health.
Thank you. Probably don't need to stock up on this much medicine because I dropped it to.
By the
no!
Is it you, Captain of the? Oh, you. I have an eye. Although it fell, but now, Me too. Either way. Hey, what am I?
I regret choosing this trait.
My apology. But if you, for now.
I regret choosing this trait.
How long do we have to wait?
Last stop is to the UC distribution. Maybe they have a mag store. If they don't, it's on to Cheyenne.
I'm pleased to report that. Welcome to UC. I have been told. Also, if. Oh.
Ooh. Does not. Ripperoonie.
Right. Come back.
On to Cheyenne. It's Nicola.
Welcome to Freestar Space. We're gonna do a quick scan for contraband. You can be on your way. And that's it.
Hold it. Folks might be in danger. Good guess. You didn't hear this from...
You stay where I can see you, Marshal. Everyone stays in front of the building, you got me? If you make a move toward the building, a hostage dies.
I don't do payment plans or lines. Okay.
I'll take it.
We can trust, and maybe we will.
Like who?
Not you. Not one of your rangers. And not these parts either. Watch it. Ship's coming and going.
Why am I running back? Beautiful.
Starborn or not. So... All right. I don't want to... But I'll watch you... Looks like we've both been busy. From what you told... If you haven't found all those...
Okay. There's something I've never bothered to pay attention to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14. There's 14 artifacts per run. And I know all of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, nope, 4. So there's 10 to get from Vladimir.
Well, it's you. Have you been busy? I was just chatting with you. We're at the end.
Whoops.
Ah, you know me. I'll wait at the temple.
That's not what I wanted. Talk to Vladimir.
Unregistered starship. We're detecting... Well, it's what we're not detecting that's an issue. What's powering that thing? You know what? Just hold still while we do the contraband check. Scan complete. You are clear. To land in New Atlantis.
Navigating with one hand. Eating pizza with the other.
Feel like I should be seeing heaven's aura every time you say something, Starborn. A stranger from... The eyes show... Did about it. Feel like I should be seeing heaven's aura every time.
Wish he would give me more. Less. heavy planet. Integrate field 4.
Attention, unidentified vessel. You have no faction markings or registered manufacturer. Please maintain course while we scan you. Assuming scans even work on whatever it is you're playing. Scan complete. You are clear to land in New Atlantis. Please enjoy your visit to Jemison.
A stranger from beyond. Even for an old Crimson Fleet, that's a new one. Did about a year's work. Got one.
Standard Starship, we're detecting... Well, it's what we're not detecting that's an issue. What's powering that thing? You know what? Just hold still while we do the contraband check. All right, we're done. You're cleared to land at New Italy.
Feel like I should be seeing heaven's aura every time you say something, Starborn.
Oh. Oh. Put your book away.
A stranger from... Lucky I'm...
On Kindi. Like 3 of 10? That way. Oh, hi, Cuts. How you doing? I'm trying to be as spoiler-free, but this is still kind of spoilerific. Okay. Just, you know, I have to make sure. I'm getting space powers. AKA dragon shouts. Space magic. Ironically, that's just chance. There are many temples, and they're all named after Greek letters. Part of the storyline, sort of. No, it is part of the storyline. How to speak on this without giving too much away? This game has a New Game Plus feature, and that New Game Plus feature is part of the story. That's all I will say. Look at my Destiny looking ass. And then you have this 2001 Space Odyssey, like, see the whole universe situation. And we do that 9 more times. Actually, 6 more times. Oh. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. Six. I think that'll do. So...
Unregistered starship. We're detecting... Well, it's what we're not detecting that's an issue. What's powering that thing? You know what?
Do you know you've looked at the wheel, right? Every dot on that wheel is a power.
Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
But there's a catch, and you'll find out what that catch is.
Did about a year's worth of astronomy in a matter of moments. Everything you said was like a candle turning into a damn beacon.
I think I'm missing one. Wait a minute, please.
Feel like I should be seeing heaven's aura. The eyes show.
This is what mine looks like. I'm missing this one.
Are you prepared to face judgment?
No, I'm not prepared to face heaven's judgment. Why would you fight me? Why would you fight me?
I don't need a grab drive to destroy you.
You can't win this fight. Fancy flying, stranger. Please respond.
I will not be responding. I am busy. Thank you. I haven't counted. I just have not counted. To me, it's like a bowl of M&Ms. There are M&Ms in this bowl. There are more than 5. Monkey brain go burr. Yep. Head away. But, Calstar, you'll be visiting a lot of these. We've already visited one, but there are many in your future. It's not just 24 temples either. See if my audio tweaks actually let me make this experience a lot more. Words are hard. palatable for my audience. Bearable. Balanced. No decoys. It's just... You might be able to figure out what I mean from this temple. Well, there's a very, very high chance you'll find out from me completing this temple. There is a greater chance of figuring it out than not. But surely this temple would give me my last power, right? Right? Dang it. Don't stop the ding thingy in the middle. Yep, you definitely figure it out from that.
Attack! Attention, unidentified vessel. You have no faction markings or registered manufacturer. Please maintain course while we scan you. Assuming scans even work on whatever it is you're flying. And complete. Enjoy your stay in New Atlantis.
A stranger from beyond. Been poring over.
Wait a minute. Definitely saw you from the ship. Right in front of me. Temple New. Temple New. Like Temple New God. Damn it. Yeah, I got there first. we get today, kids? Of course, we always get a 2001 vision. That is a guarantee. That's just the bonus. Ugh. Thank you for your cooperation. The Vladimir. So cuts. This is basically the game boiled down to its most essential and boring parts. So if the most essential and boring parts seem interesting to you, I'm sure you're going to enjoy playing the real deal.
Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
It's, oh boy, would this not be a game if this all was all it was.
Worth of astronomy in a matter of moments. Everything you said was like, feel like I should be.
Thank you. Thank you, Vladimir. Thank you. Thank you. Off to Skink we go. Oh, wow. Let me even start. BG3 is its own animal. I don't think that it's fair to compare them to each other at all. From a... Cyberpunk looms on the horizon. You never played the main game at the time because of hardware. Yeah. Well... BG3 is amazing. End of. Really, really have enjoyed BG3. Starfield I'm having so much fun with. Even just doing this bullshit. Which I've chosen to do to myself. Note that I have chosen to do the bare minimum of playing this game. And I am still enjoying myself, but I fully admit that it probably looks like the most boring trash possible. Yeah, like, where to divide your time, but I'm just speaking generally on how I feel about all three games. This game is one of those games that people say, oh, you'll enjoy it after 12 hours. No, I think the real thing to say there is that the game unfolds its complexity slowly. So, depending on how you play, probably around 12 hours, you'll start to see the scope. But it is very complex. It has a lot of systems going on. It's stuff you can engage with, stuff that you can completely ignore. As you can tell, I'm ignoring 99% of it. But that is also to interact with a different part of the game in a more efficient manner. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you're the kind of person that would, like, you know, just put it down after 4 hours and go, no, not for me. And then when it comes to Cyberpunk, I was always on board with Cyberpunk even during its jankiest, but I have to admit that even during its jankiest, it was pretty dang janky. But the way that it has cleaned up since, it's one of those, like, Yoshi P type stories, and I think getting into Cyberpunk now would be a fantastic time to do it. I didn't even see what power I got. Gosh darn it. It wasn't that one, so it was an upgrade to a different one. That's fine. I'm a god that doesn't even know the extent of my power.
Attention, unidentified vessel. You have no faction markings or registered manufacturer.
It circles in it at the left and bottom left. Oh. It's spawning. Never remember the patterns. I always tell myself I'll remember the pattern, but they're too abstract for my dyslexic brain.
Please enjoy your visit to Jemison.
That one? Yes. That one? That was the one beforehand. There you go, Calstar. Like, there is just a lot to do. This one? Void Form 2? No. It's Void Form 2. FaceTime 3? Alright, lower. Precognition 3. I don't remember having version 3 of it, so probably. Lad, my man. Be number 7.
A stranger from beyond. Did about a year's worth of Lucky I noticed.
Doing all this just to become a space god? It isn't spoilers, by the way. I have no idea whether you become a space god or not. I just feel like the accumulation of all this power means that you'll end up as a space god. Or at least godlike. Do enough loop goblin in, you'll become a space god. I set him up, you knock him down. Majora's Mask ass moon destiny motherfucker. Let me in. Tell you what though, doing all this 0G control stuff really makes me want to replay Descent and Descent 2. Games are older than I am. Descent? No, they're not. They're about the same age as me. But boy oh boy are they like the best 6 Degrees of Freedom games I've ever played. To this date. circles on the right. But I think I get to read this one anyway. Void Form 3! Yeah. I'm 87, so what are that? Descent. Game. Descent. Release date. 1994. I was 7 years old. There you go. Should only be 3 more from Vladimir, give or take.
We're going to attempt to scan you for contraband. Please comply. Pretty please. All right, we're done. You're cleared to land at New Atlantis.
Fortunately, I'm not landing at New Atlantis. Up, lad.
Feel like I should be a stranger from beyond. Got one.
Owl City 3. Nice. Alright, it's just a little inside baseball for those in chat. Me and Cuts know each other well. We are friends. I really should get into the habit of VIPing people. So that is obvious. That's how this works. Yes. Yeah. Now you'll be able to say things that seem harsh without immediately making people think you're taking a dig at me. Which temple this? Whose man's is this? Pie? Oh, hell yeah. Pie man's is this? Oink. 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 Rude. Yeah. PI is taking the PISS. Void form again. 2 right and 1 left. Oh, life forced 3. Very cool. To Vladimir. Couple left. And then I got to do the ones that Vladimir doesn't know about. And I have naturally picked up.
Scan you for contraband. Please comply. Pretty please. All right, we're done. You're cleared to land at New Atlantis.
I mean, hopefully how that works. Hopefully he doesn't tell me about ones I already know. That would be awkward.
Feel like I should be seeing him? Found one.
Luton's Rock? Did I already know about Luton's Rock? No. Whoosh. Heavy planet. Heavy planet. Go that way. Very good. Sometimes I should just turn around. But I have a process. Skyrim. I'm not quite sure how it works. Vlad will give you locations to every temple. But I don't know if he's going to give you locations to temples you already know about. For example, I have Oberon 2, Washaki, Eridani 5, Pizza 4, Pizza 2. I don't know whether he's going to give me those ones. If he does, I'm going to change the order of operations that I'm doing things, so that I do the ones that I naturally know about first. But as far as I know, he gives you the locations of ones you don't know about one at a time. cannot boost in here. Very strange. Why no boost? Sort of. If that's where I'm a little confused myself on how it works. I know that you can stumble on them if you have the artifact for them. In this case, I have all the artifacts, so I can stumble on all of them. I have stumbled on some already in the process of picking up other artifacts, which is those ones that you saw that weren't Vlad related. Ah, you see? So that confirms it for me. Vlad will only ever tell you about the ones you don't know about. So if you stumble on them, Vlad won't tell you about the ones you stumble on. But if you never stumble on any, Vlad will tell you about all of them. As long as you have the related artifact.
I miss my...
But we're done with Vlad, so we're wrapping up, which is great. Because as much as I like getting more power, I despise actually going around to each of the temples. Ooh, purple sand. I've never been here before. Or lilac sand, I suppose. Oberon 2A. What would purple sand be made of? Maybe we can find out. Iron, water, iron, chlorine, silver. Yeah, silver and chlorine and lead. Yeah. Yeah, you could get some purple out of those. Mostly chlorine and lead. A forbidden blueberry semolina. Mmm. Can I boost? I can boost. It was just that one temple. Weird. Yoink. Oh, was I too fast? Hello? Yoink. Yoink. I see yoink. Thank you. Honestly. Smack! Smack! Oh, I'm being smacked in the face by rings! Simple single dot at the top.
Your heart
Gravity well 2. Be gone. Be gone, Starman. Are we going to Iridani 5? Or are we going to watch Haki? Eh. Shaki is not in the Iridani system, it's in the Cheyenne system. I know this because I had to look it up last loop. Because the fast travel wasn't working. Peaceful jaunt. Good job, Kate. Who's the lad they start throwing in your path upon an exit? It's a guy, but it's also non-specific. If you do, because you said you've just got your first power, right? If you do the quest for Billionaire Daddy Stockton, is his name? Is it Stockton? It's not Stockton. Weird, that didn't work twice. Stroud. If you do the quest for Stroud, that you should be allowed to do now, you'll find out. Wasn't paying attention again. Shit. It wasn't that one though, so it's fine. Might have been star stuff. I remember having 3, but not 4. Ooh, all particle beam. I don't remember having particle beam 2. There we go. Okay. It is the heaviest weapon, as far as I understand. It counts as heavy and particle. Speaking of particle. No, it doesn't count as particle. Guess it counts as ballistic? Ballistic, yeah. Because particle is both physical and laser. Well, that gun will show up anywhere heavy loot does. You just have to get good RNG. Or shops start selling it once you're in, like, level 30. Which way to the thingy? No way I can tell through. Oh, I can tell. It's this way. No worries, Guts. Welcome back. Oh, jeez. Hello, Terramorph. I will be ignoring you. I have no interest. Go eat an entire day. Well, the game certainly thinks it's still after me. Oh, no, we're done. Yeah. In New Zealand, it's actually a strangely small sum. Now, it's not actually a small sum by any means, but you would think a larger sum would trigger it, but it's $2,000 here in New Zealand. Sunless Space 2. Neat. Sunless Space is what again? Reduce your enemies to the cold? Yeah, freezing. Nice. Oh, 2 more powers. Part of that, it's because I respect my time for the task that I am undertaking, and so I am playing on very easy. The other part of that is that the weapon I have is absurd. Combine them together and they just disappear. Poof. I'll show you how I'd normally deal with them, though. Do. Which is, to be honest, equally embarrassing. Possibly more embarrassing? Because at least the way that I've been dealing with them in this loop is more as an equal. They have the opportunity. It will all reveal itself in mere moments. The gate in front of the door seems very unnecessary. Yeah, 100%. I think it's purely there for like the first time aesthetic, and then from that point on you're like, get out of my way. Where'd you go? Got Parallel Self 3 and level 50. Parallel Self is great. Okay. Get embarrassed. Then he burns to death. Oh, he lived. Yeah, that's worse. Yeah. To be fair, I wouldn't be able to do that to them if I didn't luck out and get level 3 gravity anti-grav. Because they have resistance based on their level. And it just so happens that I have what I need to make them float. They all float down here. My favorite one-liner, honestly, is this is what it's like to taste 5 gum. It's great. These powers are great for that sort of thing. This is the last temple. And then I can get back to doing the fun part of the loop. How heavy is this planet? 1.14. Not that bad. But you do notice it when you get used to a certain boost rhythm. Rude. Rude. Honk. We got personal atmosphere 4. Yeah, get floating. Right, we have maximized all powers in this loop. Now we just have to do this. That was at least slightly less embarrassing. Yeah. The most embarrassing part of the whole mining laser thing is the mining laser is the very first weapon you get. I'm not gonna blow anything into smithereens. I'm out. Can't touch this. Right, here comes the hardest part of doing a loop. And I hate it. We'll see.
I haven't come alone. For your sake, cutting communication. Fine. Let's settle this.
I've been locked. I have been locked. Please. Please. Thank you. Oh. That fight is so damn hard on any other difficulty. Part of the reason why I started doing it on very easy, actually. It's one thing that probably comes up quite a lot when looking at Starfield reviews is that the space combat is way harder than the first-person combat.
I'm not sure who thought of it first, but getting those ecliptic mercs to build a little fortress on top of a temple was pretty inspired. Of course.
You're turning me in. We are infinite.
Oh, bad miss. Hey T-Love, how you doing? As long as you have an overbuilt ship. There you go. I'm glad that they actually do have a concept of environmental hazards. I didn't even realize I was hanging next to a tank, and I am surprised they didn't abuse it. Because they absolutely will. I'm having so much fun. Not even joking.
Death is only the beginning.
Okay. There he goes. Stop that.
Arise! Defend the temple once more!
Do not stop defending the temple. I demand that you stop. Speaking of hazards. Okay, she should be visible somewhere now. Or not? Ah. Where have you gone? And everyone dies again.
You're not authorized to be here.
Thank you.
Authorized personnel only.
How are you still alive? Oh, ow. I take it you're playing on Tactician? Yeah, well, even normal can take it out of you, but wowee. Those barrels, them nasty. And they will be used by the enemy. Not as bad as Pathfinder. Pathfinder AI is absolutely ruthless, but...
Okay, you're up.
Ah, there you are. Well.
Do the thing. Madam, we need you to die. Oh, there it is. Hunter, I don't know what you're shooting at, but we're done here. One of the worst things ever in BG3 is being stuck, having spent all your spell slots.
This temple has a way of getting to you. Don't let it.
Alright, time for the little game of is this cutscene broken again or not?
Finally, it's good to be back.
And it's broken? It is? Yeah, okay.
That sight never gets old. The artifact awaits.
Zero healing going in hurt.
It's time to end another cycle.
Ah, yes. Yeah, sweet Shadow Heart. What you got? Ooh, Magstorm. Completely useless for down here. It's fun. None of this matters. None of it matters at all.
Gaze into the abyss of
I will do no gazing. No gazing whatsoever, thank you very much. Am I using that? I'm using Sense Star stuff. Oh, there you are. There you are.
I know you're not.
That is right.
When you are true, ready yourself.
Fine. Jump away. Witness the infinite, y'all.
After you.
All right. was over very quick. None of this makes any sense to any of you, and it's perfect. This is the most chaotic bullshit you've ever seen. And I'm like, yes. See you. I agree. And we're done.
Not you.
You got far enough in the story to understand some of what's happening. Oh, good. Give me your artifacts. Talk to the mans. Shut up. Give me your artifacts.
Here. Then I'll be me.
Shut up. Wait for the thing. Take artifact Moo. Give me artifact Moo. Thank you. There's something I haven't ever done. No. Don't need to, it gave me it just then. I was gonna say, I wonder what happens if I take that artifact to Vlad. But it gave me a power for doing that anyway. And I am not cruel enough to do this part. With reveals, so you just get to listen to everything that's happening. Will not be enough for you to know what's going on.
This little universe behind us.
But I am still here, and so are you. And so are all the whooshing sounds and tinklies, and there will be cellos and other string instruments. But mostly whooshing sounds. Mostly whooshing sounds. It's the tinklies. There's a conversation. More whooshing. More tinklies. Here's that cello. Promised you a cello. Right, spoilers are over. Now you can just look at space with me. Oh look, it's space. And I'm sure someone recognizes that nebula, but I don't. Can we sit through this until we're allowed to skip it? And it begins again. And with that, I get to say, loop, goblin, 5. Done. And that loop took me 3 hours. Good. Good. Ooh. Still Destiny as fuck, but shiny. Tenebris. O2 filter. Airborne resistance and armor plated. In 181. We were on 170 before. And our ship is a Guardian 4 rather than a Guardian 3. Every single loop you get a new set of armor. It's randomized though. Like, I just happen to be shiny because that's the RNG. And I had a cloak last loop because that was the RNG. Yep. Out onto the universe. In my shiny, shiny suit. So while I've got all your attention, I may as well show you how a loop works. You start out here. The base game starts you right here. You start in the same place, but instead you start in a Guardian. I can fly straight to Alpha Centauri. Centauri. Loops, brother! Oh my god. We get scanned. And yes, I did turn off voices for the ending.
Faction markings or registered manufacturer. Please maintain course while we scan you. Assuming scans even work on whatever it is you're flying. Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
I should look at the Guardian 4's stats. 15-15, that's the same. 100-100, that's the same. But you have more hull and more shield. Okay. Guardian 3 had more damage. So the Guardian 4 has more defense. So what I'm about to do is show you what determines whether you're doing a loop or not.
I can assure you this unprovoked attack on...
Some shiny lunatic just boosting through the plaza, right? Comes in a ship no one has ever seen. Comes out wearing a spacesuit no one has ever seen. Spending most of their time airborne. Yeah, the loops are sort of New Game Plus. They are definitely tied into the story. That is the only thing I will say. Loops are part of it. It just depends on how you, the player, want to do your loops. Or whether you want to loop at all. But this is where it's determined whether you're doing a loop or not. You talk to Sarah?
Excuse me, this is a private... Wait. There's something familiar about you. Vasco, identify.
Scanning. Cross-referencing known employee records of our affiliated organizations. Please remain still. This appears to be the miner from Argos Extractors. Lost as we were carrying the artifact from Vectera. Current whereabouts, previously unknown.
I see. Vasco already delivered the artifact. So, why are you showing up now?
Repeat main quest, I want to join Constellation, unravel this mystery with you, or skip main quest, I'm not who you think, I'm Starborn, I know what the artifacts are.
You're a... I see.
So at any time you can go and do the normal story and like indulge yourself in all the stuff the game has to offer.
Just delusional.
You can even indulge yourself in most of what the game has to offer if you choose the loop path, but
we know next to nothing. We have everything to gain if she's telling the truth.
The loop path gives you all this stuff to go with. On with.
So,
this is... I think we're past the...
In any event...
And I'm skipping the dialogue because there's still spoilers in it.
And if what you've told... I want you to check... You track down...
Ooh. Basic and advanced science skills unlock 2% faster. So now you know how the start of a loop works. And I am trying to get to +10. ASAP. But, since this is a completely unannounced stream and I just felt like doing another loop because I was having trouble sleeping or staying asleep, we're going to find somebody to raid now. And whoops, shall we raid? We shall raid. Sublimiter, who is playing Minecraft. Sublimiter is good people. Nice Australian man. Has a lot of creator integration in their streams. Please enjoy, and I will see you tomorrow. I did select the loop, yeah.